Welcome to the Funeral Funds Life Insurance Podcast. I'm your host, Randy Vandervate from Funeral Funds of America, and you can find us at funeralfunds.com. That's funeral, Funds.com. Whether you're interested in term life, whole life, mortgage protection, annuities, disability, business continuation, or final expense life insurance, we have you covered. Our team of experienced professionals will guide you through the complexities of insurance products to help you make an informed decision. In this podcast, I'm going to be discussing 7 ways to get the lowest pricing on life insurance. And you know what? Everybody likes low prices, but not everybody likes buying life insurance, right? Because, when we buy life insurance, it's kind of a reminder that, we're going to die someday. And, nobody, geez, going out and buying tickets to the ball game is more fun than, buying insurance for when you buy that final ticket, when you punch your final ticket, when you finally pass away. Yeah. But, life insurance, seriously, life insurance is a serious topic, and saving money is a serious topic as well. And, I really believe more people would have life insurance if, if it were just affordable for them, if it could just fit in their budget and if they could just get the lowest pricing. So let's go through 7 different ways to get the lowest pricing on life insurance. So, number one is compare multiple insurers. And, this one is unfortunately easier said than done because the insurance industry has kind of really shot itself in the foot as far as marketing and pricing. Because I was coming home the other day from a concert, and there was a commercial on the radio and saying, "Oh yeah, we really should get this insurance." The wife was saying to the husband, and the husband goes, "It's too expensive." And the wife goes, "Well, no, we can get it through here. They're really cheap." And then they go, and then comes back later, supposedly after I already bought insurance. He goes, "Dear, you were right. You were so smart. You know, it was only $23 a month for $1 million policy." And, then during the commercial, they've got to give some disclaimers. So the really fast and really quick, they go, "Yeah, it's for a 25-year-old male, perfect health, blah, 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 blah," right? Right. So it's for somebody super young, so healthy that they could run marathons. And then people call up and say, "What's my rate?" And they're 58 years old, and they're 50 pounds overweight, and they've had a stent put in, their heart or veins, 2-3 years ago, and they're diabetic and a whole bunch of other stuff. And based off that commercial, they think they're going to get $1 million for around probably $30. Well, it's not going to happen. So it's very difficult for consumers who aren't familiar with insurance products to truly understand what they qualify for and then how to get the best pricing. And if all you do is believe the marketing from the insurance companies out there, you're going to be sorely disappointed, unfortunately. Really, the insurance companies, all they're trying to do with those ads is just to get people to call in. And then they get your information, and then the sales process starts. And then they go, "Oh, no, no, it's not. It's not $23 for $1 million. For you, it's going to be $347 a month." And you're like, "Whoa, that's different than the commercial, right?" So, and I'm not saying that it's going to be that much for everybody, but I'm just kind of giving you examples. So, the challenging part is you're not going to do a good job at comparing multiple insurers. And to be honest, most agents out there aren't going to do a great job either because most agents don't work with a whole lot of different insurance companies. Most agents might work with 1 or 2, some maybe 3. A lot of agents out there are captive, which means they can only sell insurance products from the company that they work for. Therefore, they're never going to get you the best deal. I mean, just maybe 1 out of 1,000. I don't know. But those captive agencies for captive companies are typically fairly expensive because they just kind of got to cover everything on their own. So what you're better off doing, at least my suggestion, is work with a company like Funeral Funds of America. We're brokers. We work with numerous different insurance companies. And what we do is we go select the best of the best. And we want the best companies as far as best pricing. And then we also want the best companies as far as accepting specific impairments out there, health impairments, health troubles, health problems, health issues, right? And then we want to find insurance companies that are particularly good at insuring people of certain age brackets, right? Because as we get older, we typically have more health issues going on, and that makes it more challenging in many cases to get the correct insurance policy. So I would recommend you not necessarily just try to do this all 100% on your own. People that do that will see these commercials and they'll get their phone numbers out there, they'll get their emails out there, and they'll do that 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 times in a row. And then their life is miserable for the next 90 days because a lot of these insurance companies, they get your information and then they sell it to their agents as a lead. And if the agents paid for that lead, make no mistake about it, they're going to call as many times as they can trying to sell you something. So just understand that at Funeral Funds of America, we don't sell your information. If we can help you, we'll help you. If we can't, we just totally delete your information. Your personal info is private and secure with us. Number two way to get the lowest pricing on life insurance is opt for a lower amount of coverage. So let's say you're a high income earner and you're earning about $300,000 a year and you want, $5, $6 million because you've got a $2.5 million mortgage and, you've got expensive cars and, your spouse has expensive taste probably. And, maybe you want, say, $7 million worth of coverage. That would not be out of line by any means for that type of income or, the responsibilities that you have as far as loans and everything. But maybe it's just more than you wanted to spend on a monthly basis. So just consider backing it down to like 5 million, 4 million, whatever it would be. Um, same way with younger people. Maybe you wanted a $500,000 policy, but a $300,000 policy fit your budget, and you only had $200,000 left on the mortgage, and a couple cars were under $100,000, and that policy is going to do just fine for you as long as you don't have kids. If you got kids, probably going to need some insurance in there to replace your income. God forbid, should you die sooner than anybody thought. So, same thing with final expense insurance. Instead of looking at $50,000 or 30,000, maybe all you need is 15 or 20 or maybe even 5,000, depending if you're going to be cremated. So understand that we can run all sorts of scenarios for you with the different insurance companies, and often just finding a little bit less coverage is the way to go. It's the way to get started. And then the cool thing is we can always add more coverage later. So yeah, when you work with us, even if you don't work with us, if you've bought any type of policy in the past, whether you bought it through us or not, and you want to add coverage, you want to get a little more coverage, we can help you out because chances are your existing life insurance agent isn't in the business anymore. It's kind of a high turnover industry, and we're just proud to say we've been in this industry a long time, and we kind of enjoy helping people this way. Third way to get the lowest price on life insurance is maintain good health. And this is probably a little late to the ball game, perhaps here. When you don't have good health, it's kind of hard to tell you to maintain health, get good health to get life insurance. But by the same token, if you start taking care of your body now throughout the rest of your life, if you need life insurance or you need to add additional life insurance, it's only going to help you get lower rates. The healthier you are, the lower the rates. The sicker you are, the more you need this insurance, and therefore, the more it's going to cost. The number 4 way to get the lowest pricing on life insurance is quit smoking. If you're a smoker, what we always tell people is if you're a current smoker right now, just get an insurance policy right now at the smoker rate. Yes, I know it will be more expensive, but you need this insurance now. If you don't have enough insurance or if somebody's going to be negatively impacted when you die or your family's not going to have money for, groceries and education and the mortgage, and they're going to lose the mortgage and the kids won't be able to go to college or school, anything like that, you need this insurance now. Just buy the insurance at the smoker rate. And then what you can do is quit smoking. And most of the companies out there are going to want to know The question is going to be on the application or request for coverage. Have you used tobacco or nicotine products or vaping products in the last 12 months? So as long as you can say no to that, and again, that depends on the insurance company. Some have further look backs, and some insurance companies are going to want to know a little more, like how much have you smoked and how long and all that other stuff. But yeah, if you can meet that requirement after, say, 12 months in this example, then you can qualify for the non-smoker rate. So you might say, well, why don't I just wait 12 months and get the insurance? Well, there's a reason. This is not our first rodeo. Smoking is super hard to quit. And we've talked to so many people that says, I'll just quit smoking. And they try to the best of their ability and they can't. They can't. Or they don't. It just takes years and years and years. And that's why we say get get a policy right now, even at the smoking rate. And then when you meet the requirements for a non-smoker, we'll shop around for you and get you the non-smoker rate and get you better pricing. And once that policy is approved, what we will then do is help you cancel the other policy. And you can do one of two things. You can get the same coverage amount. Say it was a $750,000 policy. You can get the same coverage amount and save money, or because now you're not a smoker in the eyes of the insurance company, or you could just keep paying the same premium amount and you might be able to get a million or 1.1 or 2, something like that. You could get more insurance for the same amount of money. So pretty cool how we can help people out with that. The fifth way to get lower pricing on life insurance is pay annually. Some insurance companies offer the ability to pay a little bit less. You get a little bit of more of a discount if you pay annually. Now, I'm always kind of cautious when we recommend this one because for so many people, just having a monthly premium payment that they get used to that fits in their budget, that's just drafted out of their account on a regular basis is a much better way to go. Because frankly, most people aren't just rolling in dough. Most people are, kind of living paycheck to paycheck. And let me tell you something, if you're living paycheck to paycheck, you need this insurance because if you're going to leave anybody behind in this world and you're living paycheck to paycheck, there's not going to be much there for them to survive on. And in fact, if you're in a relationship, married, you know, income's going to probably get cut at least in half, if not more. If you're the sole earner in the family, income gets cut to zero. If you die without life insurance, man, oh boy, I'm just not going to say what I think right now. I'm sure you're a good person. You'll do the right thing. But if you would leave somebody that you love and care about, whether it's a spouse or children or anybody else, and you die and you're the sole income earner and you leave them with nothing, boy, there's a special place someplace for folks like that. And you know, be the person you need to be for those folks. They're looking up to you to do the right thing. So paying annually though is a little bit difficult for some folks because you might get the bill, and you may have a month where something happened. You had to replace the refrigerator, the car needed a repair bill or something. Now the money's a little bit challenging. It's just a lot easier for most folks to budget out on a monthly basis. The sixth way to get lower pricing on life insurance is to purchase it when you're younger. And, if you're listening to this podcast, obviously you can't get any younger from this point forward. But by the same token, if you are younger, understand this is the best time to get it. I got my first life insurance policy when I was 23 years old, not married, didn't have a family, whatever. And I just knew that it was important. I had some obligations, and I knew that eventually I would need it and I would get in a relationship and get married, and I was going to need that. And I wanted to get that in place beforehand. So I know that's kind of different. It's kind of different, but you know, even back then, I guess it was just like ordained to be that I would be helping people with insurance later in life because I had such a great story to tell and my core belief that this product is so worth it if you've got ones that you love and care about. But yeah, you obviously you can only get this insurance at the age you're currently at. But by the same token, you're going to be older tomorrow and next year and a decade from now, and the insurance gets more expensive as you get older. So There's that, I think it's a Chinese proverb says the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The next best time to plant a tree is today. So if you haven't gotten this insurance in the last 20 years or so, then get it today. That's going to be your cheapest price. And then the seventh way to get the lowest pricing on life insurance is work with an independent agent or broker. That's what we are at Funeral Funds of America. There's a lot of agents out there that if you talk with them, they'll say, "Hey, I've got access to 30 different insurance companies." Well, there may be 30 different insurance companies out there, but they're not licensed and contracted with those insurance companies. So, they might only work with one or two. If you're a captive agent, you're working with one. If you're supposedly a broker, but you're just kind of smaller time, you might only work with two or three core companies, and everybody's got to fit into those boxes. Kind of like trying to fit a round peg through a square hole, right? So, if any of those insurance companies aren't going to get you the best rates, or if they don't cover the impairments that you have physically, medically, anything like that, or they're just they're not the best company age band wise for you, or gender, or any, or coverage amount, any number of things, they've got limited options to get you the lowest pricing. So if you work with a true independent life insurance agent broker like Funeral Funds of America, we work with the best companies out there that are going to have the lowest rates, that are going to accept the most number of impairments, that have the broadest range of ages that they cover. And that's not one company, that's not two, that's not three. That's many, many different companies that we work with. And it's like different tools in the toolbox, right? A hammer has a different purpose than a nail, than the screwdriver, and that's got a different purpose than a crowbar, right? So we view our different insurance companies as kind of different tools in the toolbox that need to be used for specific tasks, so that we can get you the lowest pricing. So that's the 7 ways to get the lowest pricing on life insurance. There's probably a few more, but that's what we're limiting it to today here. So my name is Randy Vanderveit, and I hope this podcast has been helpful to you. Funeral Funds of America can help you qualify for first aid coverage or benefits at funeralfunds.com. That's funeral, FUNDS.com. And our phone number is 888-862-9456. We will be blessed to help you with this in the future. Until that day comes, stay safe, take care, and have a nice day. Bye-bye.